But tonight, Coatsy, Flyers-Oilers, and last week we talked, Voracek said they needed 10 points in these 6 games. So far, so good. What have you seen?
I've seen a very complete effort by the hockey club. I think that the game the other night was probably the best against the Calgary Flames. The way that they played, the way they handled everything. It got a little scary in the third period. That's usually the Flyers' MO at times, where they take a lead and they can't hold on to it. But still, they've ended up with 3 wins. They got 6 of the 10 you're talking about. I was greedy, Michael. I was when I saw this 6-game home streak, I said, you got to have 12. The only problem is you are playing the Tampa Bay Lightning back-to-back next week. That's going to be really tough. But still, Edmonton in tonight. Oh, yeah, they're not going to make the playoffs. But you got Connor McDavid, the number 1 draft pick from last year, in the lineup. That's worth the look tonight, because this is a very good player.
In Edmonton, Connor McDavid goes down with that injury, Coatsy, and I didn't realize this until yesterday. Brandon Manning was getting death threats on Twitter from people in Canada. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, that's Western Canada. They're not very right out there, Pete.
Well, they know how to use Twitter. I guess they...
It was just ridiculous. We were back beating the Broad Street police. Manning and Delzato went to take him to the outside. If you look at the video, McDavid lost an edge as he was trying to turn into the corner to the net. Then he lost his footing, or lost his edge. He has no chance of stopping. He goes flying into the boards, and Manning and Delzato, in an attempt to take him out, they fall and take him into the board. It was absolutely accidental. But because it was McDavid and it's the Broad Street bullies, they got out of hand.
I know that McDavid did stay on the bench for the rest of that period, so I was impressed with that, because almost immediately it looked to me like he either had a separated shoulder or he had hurt himself pretty badly. But he's a hockey player; he's tough. He stayed on the bench till the end of the period. The other night in Buffalo, Coatsy, 2 goals, I know, including the game winner for Connor McDavid. What makes him so special? Why is he that elite player?
He's got all the tools. He knows where he's going. Kind of like Gretzky, who's got eyes in the back of his head. Outstanding skating abilities. I mean, great hands. All the different things you need to be that type of hockey player. I found it interesting, though, the other day, Pete and Mike, that Connor McDavid was the player of the month in the month of February in the National Hockey League. He got 17 points. That's pretty good. I congratulate him for Rookie of the Month. Now, Rookie of the Month. So now, all of a sudden, Shane Gostisbehere is second, where he set a rookie record with 15 points in a row.
Yeah, what does the guy have to do?
Hey, pardon?
What does the guy have to do?
Find out who's making the selections.
Well, that leads right into World Cup, Coatsy. Giroux not being named to the World Cup team. Those announcements came out yesterday. Let's see here. Ben Bergeron, Carter, Crosby, Getzlaf, Sagan, Stamkos, Tavares, and Tays. No Claude Giroux on the Team Canada forward list. Are you outraged?
Am I outraged? Well, I tell you, when you start throwing names around like you just did, those are pretty strong. It's still a small sample of the eventual team. If he's not on the final team, I will be outraged. I'm not outraged at this point at looking at the groupings of players that were already selected. Remember, 12 of those 16 were on the last Olympic team or last World Cup team. So now, in saying that, that grouping is put together for a lot of different reasons, different type of players, looking for different types of combinations. So I'd be shocked if Claude Giroux's not in the next grouping. Then if he's not, then I'll be outraged.
Coachy, 9th in the East, 3 points out of the final playoff spot. They got a lot to play for. These are the games they've typically lost in years past. But did the last 2 games, Calgary, games Minnesota, those type of games they've lost, this is the kind of games they've lost. Do you think they've gotten past that? Has this group grown together? There's a lot of guys who have been a part of this. Have they gotten past that where they have those mental lapses against inferior record-wise opponents?
Well, I sure hope so. Right now it's going pretty good. I think if you look back, I mean, you can't really if you look back at the Minnesota game, it wasn't exactly a complete effort, and it was a little bit of an up and down. The other night against Calgary was solid, and I think they're going to have to come and play a real solid game tonight against the Edmonton Oilers team. But I think that it is behind him. I think that the coaching of Dave Haxtell has brought this team to a different element. Do you remember when we talked at the beginning of the year that every team that Dave Haxtell had at North Dakota always started off slow and finished hard?
Yep.
Well, this certainly sounds like it, doesn't it?
Sure.
It's getting better and better and better as the season moves on.
I want to get your opinion on Schenn, the hat trick. Everybody's talking about that. Giroux had an unbelievable game, but Schenn has been like the enigma since that trade. Is it time to start saying you believe in him? What is your thoughts on Schenn? I know the Flyers are going to be an interesting spot with him when this season's done. Let's not go that far yet, but is it time that he's getting it? Is it starting to click for him?
Well, he's definitely playing really, really well. I mean, it's the best hockey I've ever seen Braden Schenn play. And I truly believe it was because his brother got traded. Sometimes when you have a brother or a real close friend on the team, sometimes that can be a bad thing because you kind of start talking to each other and believing what you're telling each other, but not really realizing what the big picture is. And I think that when you have a brother, sometimes it's a little bit of a crutch. But now all of a sudden he's freewheeling and he's playing really good. So it's great that he's playing good, and I think Luke's playing good in L.A. So it's been a win-win for everybody.
Steve Coates with us here on the Sports Bash. Looks like it's going to be Noivy in goal again tonight. Are you out of superlatives to describe the play of Michael Neuwirth of late? He did have a little bit of a soft goal the other night, but is he clearly established himself as the number one guy, and is that why Coach Haxtell keeps going back to him?
Geez, Steve, that's a heck of a word, superlative.
Multi-syllable.
Wow. I got to look it up there, Rick. Can I get back to you in a second? Michael Neuwirth's been the best goalie. I mean, how many times have we always said that, or a coach says, listen, I'm going to go with a guy that I feel comfortable with. You get a number one and a two at the beginning of the year. Mason was given the number one position. Neuwirth knew his position when he was signed as a backup goaltender. That's the way it started. So it's Steve Mason's position to lose, and he lost it. That's basically what happened. And Michael Neuwirth has taken it away from him.
That's pretty strong there. That's the first really we've heard someone really kind of say he's lost this job. I mean, is that the way you feel, that he has lost this job, Mason?
Until further notice. I mean, like, that could happen tomorrow. Neuwirth could lose two in a row, and next thing you know, Mason will be back in here standing on his head.
Because, Coachy, the numbers are similar. I mean, the wins and losses go to Neuwirth, but the save percentage goes to Mason. I don't know which one of these numbers is most wins and losses is most important, but the rest of the numbers, when you look at goalie stuff, they're pretty close, and Mason actually has the better save percentage.
Save percentage is the number one thing for a goalie. There's no two ways about it. But it's whoever wins the game that's more important. And right now, Micah Neuwirth's taking control of that position. They're 7-1-2 in their last 10. So of those, it's been Michael Neuwirth. So when you take a look at that, and the coach, listen, there's nothing worse than a coach standing behind the bench of a hockey club, not feeling good about the people or the person he's got in net. Right now, obviously, he feels good about Michael Neuwirth. The team feels good about Michael Neuwirth, and it's working. You don't mess with success.
Well, they'll try to continue that success tonight against the Edmonton Oilers.
14 games in 28 days. We're in March Madness right now for hockey.
Here we go. 4 in a row. They're trying to make it tonight to keep that opportunity to get Coates's 12 points in this 6-game homestand. Coatesy will have the call tonight. And, of course, Tim Saunders on the play-by-play on the Flyers Radio Network. Thank you, Coatesy.
Michael, Pete, you guys have a superlative rest of the day.
Stupendous. Spectacular. Outstanding.
Steve Coates on the Flyers Radio Network here every Thursday at 3:45 on the Sports Bash.